thank you for making this happen so quick. Anyone who's bought a concert ticket in the last decade, maybe 20 years, no matter what your politics are, knows that it's a conundrum. You buy a ticket for $100, by the time you check out, it's $170. You don't know what you're getting charged for, but more importantly, these bots. You know, they come in to get all the good tickets to your favorite shows you want to go to, and then they're relisted immediately for sometimes a 400% or 500% markup.
So, my boy, man, Kid Rock, man, in the White House with President Trump. I thought it was a dope interview. Not interview. I thought it was a dope meeting, man, and what they were meeting about. Not the most pressing issue in the United States, but it is an issue that needed to be addressed, especially those of us that like to go to concerts and know that concert prices are just astronomical. The prices are just ridiculous, and this here is going to help us, us fans, man, us fans of people like Kid Rock, man. I'm a boater. Let's get that straight, man. Black man boating. I'm a boater. I've been a boater for a long time, and I love it. And Kid Rock has made one of the boating anthems, man. If y'all don't know it, man, all summer long. It's a song that's near and dear to me. And you know, when I'm on the boat, man, we typically play that song at least one time, man. Every time we go out, we typically play that song, man. We were trying different things.
And we were smoking funny things.
Making love out by the lake to our favorite song.
Sipping whiskey out the bottle.
Not thinking about tomorrow.
Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long.
We was trying different things. We was smoking funny things. Making love out by... Man, y'all ain't ready, man. Y'all know the song, man, all summer long. But without further ado, my boy, Kid Rock, with our president, President Donald John Trump.
Good. Thank you very much. Bob, do you want to say something?
Yeah, anybody it doesn't matter your politics. First off, thank you, Mr. President, because this has happened at lightning speed. I know you I want to make sure Alina Habba gets her credit too, because I know she worked very hard on this, but thank you for making this happen so quick. Anyone who's bought a concert ticket in the last decade, maybe 20 years, no matter what your politics are, knows that it's a conundrum. You buy a ticket for $100, by the time you check out, it's $170. You don't know what you're getting charged for, but more importantly, these bots. You know, they come in to get all the good tickets to your favorite shows you want to go to, and then they're relisted immediately for sometimes a 400% or 500% markup. And the artists don't see any of that money. And, you know, ultimately, I think this is a great first step. I would love down the road if there would be some legislation that we could actually put a cap on the resale of tickets. And yes. I'm a capitalist and a deregulation guy, but they've tried this in some places in Europe, and it seems to be the only thing that's us as artists be able to get the tickets into the hands of the fans at the prices we set. I'll be the first one to say, and I know the president doesn't like when I say this, but I'm a little overpaid right now. It's kind of ridiculous. I would rather be, you know, a hero to working class people and have them be able to come attend my shows and give them a fair ticket price. I can't control that right now, so hopefully this is a step to really be able to make that happen. I know a lot of artists and a lot of fans who love concerts and music are going to be very appreciative of you taking this
action.
And
I think Bob is more interested in the fans and the people that are having to pay crazy prices than he is the artist. Maybe the artist a little bit, but the fans a lot. I've spoken to him over the years about it, and it's been it bothers him. It bothers a lot of other artists too. You see the artists, and they go out with $100 ticket and it sells for $2,000 the following night. And they seem to be able to sweep up the best locations, too, which is pretty amazing. So
they've only enforced that Bots Act one time, I believe. Yeah. A couple of years ago in New York City, I think someone got a couple $1 million fine. And that's the only time they've enforced that act.
And who's the primary culprit? Who sells these tickets?
It's the scalpers. It's these bots go in, and they're automated. Well, there's reselling markets. I
think I know, Peter. But that's all right. Don't get them involved.
What company do you think?
Maybe they're more innocent than we think. Huh?
Well, if you think of it, like if Ticketmaster sells a ticket, if you buy a ticket and go to a show, you're in a lot of ways their worst customer. because they make another 17 whatever percentage every time that ticket resells. So they don't want to enforce the Bots Act necessarily because they're making more money off it. The artists don't see any of that money, but that's not what I'm advocating for. Is for me to make more money. I want the fans to have fair ticket prices, be able to go and enjoy more shows. I know people that can they decide on a family vacation or going to their favorite concert once a year rather than, my parents used to go see multiple shows when you could afford them back in their day. And I'd like to take my ticket prices lower, but if I set my ticket prices low, these bots immediately eat them up and they resell for hundreds of dollars more, and I'm just making these bad actors rich.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a big step to getting it stopped. Did you have something, Brian? Yeah.
Hey, real quick, man. Years ago, we tried to go see, who did we try to go see? Adele out in Vegas? Shit. Man, by the time we was able to buy the tickets, man, I mean, it was, if I remember correctly, man, it was like over $1,000 a ticket, man. We was like, shit. I'd rather go try my luck at the blackjack table or on craps, man. I love Adele. Don't get me wrong, man. I don't love her that much, though. I don't love her 1,000 or 1,500 or whatever it was a ticket much.
I do, actually. I actually
Crazy.
feel that the consumer is going to take the money that they've saved and actually buy merch, which you guys have a big percentage of, or do concessions, which you guys split with the venue on that as well. So I think their
We
money
don't
goes.
share concessions a lot. But
No?
those are, we try to, but they don't want to share it in the beer prices and parking or any of that stuff. But the bottom line is there's money for everyone to be made. There's plenty of money to go around. No one's going to really lose here. Ticketmaster, if we can get a cap, they're going to lose some money. But I've already talked to the CEO, Michael, and he's given me his word. He's on board for it.
I was talking to Jacoby with Papa Roach earlier, and by the way, he's a big fan of what you're doing, President Trump, digging into this whole scalping and the bots. A lot of musicians, you can say that, they're with Kid Rock, sir, on
I think
this,
so.
without a doubt.
A lot of people are.
President Trump, would you ever wear a jacket like that?
I don't know. I was thinking about doing it for tomorrow. We have a big event coming up, and I was thinking about doing it, but I'm not.
President Trump, you look good in that jacket. You definitely look good in that jacket. Shout out to Kid Rock doing a great thing. I'm a fan of Kid Rock, man, from Detroit. He's a big hip hop fan. I know he loves Run DMC. Those are his idols, man. I shout out to Kid Rock, man. Detroit artists, man. They some of the best artists in the world. So him, Eminem, man, they dope, man. Let's go over here. There's another video here of Kid Rock bringing Bill Maher to the White House to meet President Trump. Bill Maher historically has been a person that criticized President Trump quite often. But as you'll see here, I think he's kind of changed his tune. So let's check out this meeting, man, or Kid Rock actually talking about this meeting. So my boy, man, the brother that wrote All Summer Long, man. Like I said, I'm a boater. I love that song. We was trying different things. We was smoking funny things, making love out by the lake to our favorite song, sipping whiskey out the bottle. Not thinking about tomorrow.
Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long.
Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long.
All right, Bill Maher may be one of President Trump's most vocal critics, but that didn't stop him from getting an invitation to dinner at the White House last night.
So how did it go? Music superstar Kid Rock arranged it all, and he joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning, kids.
Good morning. All right, tell us what happened from start to finish in 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds, I went on Bill's show. I went on his podcast, and I said, man, nothing happens if people don't break bread together and meet face to face. He's been one of the president's hardest critics. And we came to dinner, me, Bill, Dana White, and it could not have been better. Everyone was so surprised, so pleasant. The most shocking thing to me was, Bill's obviously a very big liberal, been very hard on the president, but he's donated a lot of money to other politicians. You've had Biden, Clinton, Obama, everybody. He had never been to the White House, and the president was so gracious. He took us up to the private residence. We saw the Gettysburg Address in the Lincoln bedroom, and I was like, you've never been here, Bill? And I was like, how about this? President Trump, extending this olive branch and we talked about things we had in common, ending wokeness, securing the border, the president was asking him what he thought about policy, going on with Iran and Israel and things. It just meant it blew my mind. It was,
Right.
I was, very, very proud.
Bob, do you think he walked away liking him? Because Trump is the type of person that you got to meet him to understand it.
100%. Me and Dana both said there's never been that's ever met the president in any scenario that's walked away without saying wow, what a great guy. He's so funny, so engaging. He's so smart. And absolutely, Bill even said to me, after that, he goes, wow, that was, everybody's mind was kind of blown. Even the president's, I think, because the president called me late night last night and, everyone was a little suspect about going into this. And even the president kind of alerted to me a little bit what do you got me doing?
Right.
And I go, man, we're just trying to show people that, even though we've been pretty hard on each other, that when you get face to face, maybe we could have a little more civility in this country and try to bring people together.
And
that was my whole intention.
That was so important because so many people now are in their own little silos and they don't even talk to the people across the street because they voted for somebody else. You showed that two of the biggest, most vocal people on both sides of the aisle can break bread, have a good time, and ultimately, I'm sure you took a bunch of pictures.
We did. Well, we kind of checked our phones. The president put his phone on a table and he said, everybody, and the guys kind of took ours, and the White House took some pictures, which I'm sure they'll put out at some point because I can't wait to have one of those. I was clowning around the White House all day, taking pictures in the bowling alley and this, and running around in my flashy, as your son called it, Peter, in my get shot out of a cannon suit. That was funny.
Evil Knievel.
Right. So you did this. You set this up. Do you sense that anything will change with Bill Maher's show from here? Because I think he's been very fair, to be honest, out of all those shows. What do you think?
That's my hope that, and God bless Bill too he even said going into this, he goes, because I go, Bill, I know, some of this Hollywood stuff, it would be great for you to get thrown out and it'd probably be good for you to double down and be like, I can't stand this guy. And he goes, Bob, I'm not going to sabotage something that potentially could bring us and other people together, just to show that, that family member that you kind of divided with over politics, or that person at the school when you drop your kids off that is a left-wing person, and you're like, that maybe we'll just, hey, we can find things we have in common. And it gets so easy to go on social media. And one thing we learned through COVID was that isolation breeds hatred. We need to get out and talk to one another.
Yeah.
And you did it, and you made a difference. Thanks so much for
Thank
telling
you
the
for
story.
that.
Thank you
Yes.
for making it happen.
That's Kid Rock, man. I can say this about Bill Maher. He's actually, if you watch this show, he's actually changed his tune a lot, man. He's very, very upset with the Democratic Party right now, and he definitely expresses it. So he likes a lot of things that President Trump is doing. This is prior to this meeting. So shout out to him, man, for accepting the invitation, going there, and having a one-on-one conversation with President Trump. I think it's dope, man. Shout out to Kid Rock, who put this whole thing together, man. Shout out to Kid Rock for writing one of my favorite songs of all time all summer long. We was trying different things. We was smoking funny things.